my name is Rach and welcome back to another game review. I know I've been doing a lot of these lately on the channel, like almost one a week, but there's so many games out there that need reviewing, and today I thought it would be fun to review one I've been playing a lot of lately. So that is Farming Simulator 2022 to be exact. And I played Farm Sim 19 or Farming Simulator 2019 before, and I enjoyed it a lot. In fact, I was a little bit addicted to it at a point, but I haven't played it in a few years. So when FS22 went free on Epic Games Store for a few days, I was sure to snap it up and test it out live over on my Twitch. If you guys like watching reviews live, I live stream over on Twitch, and the link to that will be in the description box down below. So as you guys know, with my rating videos, I normally do them on a 1 to 5 star system, and that is the system I'll be using today. That being said, I can't wait to jump into this review, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So what is Farming Simulator? So if you guys don't know what Farm Sim is and you've never played it before, allow me to explain to you the plot of the game, if you will. So as the name suggests, Farming Simulator, or as the community calls it, Farm Sim, is a game all about being a farmer. Well, I shouldn't say all about being a farmer, as there are multiple different avenues of making money you can do in Farm Sim. So in addition to the main farming route you can take, you can also raise animals such as cows, pigs, sheep, horses, and chickens, as well as logging trees. Also, not to mention the bees that are FS22 exclusive as far as I know. If you've played games like Stardew Valley, Palia, Dreamlight Valley, or even Sunhaven, then you've definitely had an experience similar to playing Farming Simulator before. Other games are My Time at Sandrock or Portia, Coral Island, or Fae Farm. Even Cottage Living or Horse Ranch DLCs for The Sims 4 is quite similar, honestly, to FS22. Now that you guys know what this game is all about, it's time to discuss my favorite things about it. So my absolute favorite thing about this game is how relaxing it is. I love playing chill and relaxing games, especially when it's rainy or I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed and I want to relax a bit with a game, and FS22 is perfect for that. The harvesting especially is relaxing to just sit back and do for hours on end, especially with the feature of cruise control. You can even just take your hands straight off the keyboard and just sit back and literally watch it happen, and honestly that is really relaxing. I also love that there is an albeit small character customization screen as well as 3 base game maps. Even though it is small, the character customization is quite nice to have, just because there are some games similar to this one that don't have any character customization at all, so it is kind of nice to be able to have this. And then there's also the base game maps that I mentioned, and for the base game of Farm Sim, you have 3 base game maps, which is quite a lot actually, considering the fact that other games don't come with that many base game maps. Like some games only come with 1, so that's actually kind of cool. And then they're quite different from one another, like they've got completely different layouts and areas to explore. And then also you can run all 3 different maps on different saves at once, and you can experience all of them in different ways. So for instance, you could start one on the new farmer, and then one on the farm manager, and then one on the hardest thing of start from scratch, and experience 3 different ways of playing, which I think is really cool as well. The third thing I love about it is something that all of the games for this series have going for it, which is a built-in modding system. So basically you can download mods straight from an in-game mod hub and install them easily without having to do anything other than click download yourself. The best thing about this mod hub is that there are mods on here like GPS, where you can install that and it will really help you keep your lines straight in the game. So that's something that I have a hard time with harvesting, plowing, and other things, is keeping my lines perfectly straight and even. And especially if you're using a mod like GPS, then you can set different settings within the mod to help with keeping your lines straight, and it will also help you with being able to just, like I said, sit back and relax and enjoy watching the game sort of happen. And there are some other mods as well, like No Man's Land, which is an additional map you can download straight up for free. And honestly, I find that really amazing that there are different maps that you can download from the mod hub. So that's the reason why I wanted to mention that the mod hub is such a great experience, and it is something that I really love about the game. Although I haven't used it yet in FS22, I did use it a lot in FS19, so I did feel the need to put it in here. The next to last thing on my list is that the maps are all quite large and you have plenty of space to spread out and grow your farm. And it feels a lot more like you gradually get bigger over time this way until you finally take over, rather than you just buying up a bunch of land pretty easily and being able to take over the whole map pretty fast. And I feel like the contracts are also a nice diversion from doing your own crops. And my last thing would either be the multiplayer feature, which is super easy to use, or the tutorials. I think I'm going to say tutorials for the last thing, just because I feel like for a new player, their help section will be super useful. I know I wouldn't be able to do most things without the help and guidance of others, and they also have some online resources on their official website where you can learn even more things about the game, so that's also super helpful. My least favorite thing, in case you were wondering before we get to the rating, is just the plowing. I don't hate everything about it, just the sideways plow really. The smaller square ones are easier for me to maintain, and of course the bigger ones are also really nice. But I also don't like the way that it's super easy to get stuck places in certain areas. And especially if you're driving something that's a large object and you get it stuck, it's kind of hard to get out of it. And if you're hauling crops like I was the other day, you can especially get them messed up, and that can result in some really, really bad things for the contract. Overall, I will say that Farming Simulator 2022 is definitely the ultimate farming experience. So if you guys like farming games, or you played a lot of games before that have a very strong farming element in it, like Stardew or Dinkum maybe, or even Palia or one of the other games I mentioned earlier that are technically under the Farming Simulator tag, then I think that you guys will really enjoy this game, because it's obviously the ultimate farming simulator game. It's focused, basically the whole game is focused on farming. I mean, like I said, there's some other aspects to it, like animals and logging and all that, but it's mostly the ultimate farming simulator. So if you really like the aspect of farming, then I think you will really like this game. For me, it's a 5 out of 5. It's definitely one of my favorite games. I really love playing Farming Simulator, whether that's 19 or 22, and I really like its multiplayer feature. I've used it quite a bit lately, and I really like how easy it is to use. I feel like everything about the game is pretty straightforward, and there's not really that steep of a learning curve. However, I will say for the general population, Farming Simulator might get just a little bit stale. And since it is just farming or taking care of animals or logging, I can see how, since the big majority of it is farming, how it could get a little bit stale over time if you play it quite a lot, because it is kind of the same thing over and over and there's not really a lot of difference. I think that can be said for any game though, so I wouldn't really ding the rating too much for that, but I will say if you're not a fan of very repetitive type games, then you probably wouldn't like this game as much as I do, but it would still be probably a 4 out of 5, just because if you got Farming Simulator, you probably do like farming to some degree, but it can get pretty repetitive, so that might be something you need to watch out for. But yeah, I would say for me it's a 5 out of 5. I really love a lot of different aspects about this game, like I discussed earlier, and I feel like this is one of the better ones in the franchise, because like I said, I've played Farm Sim 19 before, and I really, really liked it. And I do have an uncle, I think, that played Farm Sim 17, and he wasn't a huge fan of that, to the best of my memory. And I honestly think I can stand by saying that 22 is probably the best one. I think personally I will always have a soft spot for 19, just because that was the first farming simulator game I played. But nostalgia aside, Farm Sim 22 probably has more different aspects to the game, and it probably has a lot more diversity that I haven't gotten to explore yet. But we will see. I'm playing this actively quite a bit right now, and I'm streaming it quite often over on my Twitch. Like I said, I've been streaming it almost every weekend because I'm so excited about it. So I'll probably be streaming it again this weekend, this Saturday. So if you guys want to follow me, again, the link to my Twitch will be down in the description box down below. And if not, I might be uploading the VOD later. It depends. I don't really upload a lot of VODs to YouTube just because I like editing my content a lot for YouTube. But if you guys would like for me to start doing that, I might start uploading some VODs to YouTube. So just let me know in the comments down below. Let me know if there are any more game reviews you guys would like me to do. If there's any game that you in particular have been thinking about getting, or maybe that you got because of one of my reviews. I love hearing those sorts of things from you guys. And as for the end of this video, I would just like to say if you guys enjoyed, then please leave a like and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next game review or video. Bye bye!